Hello to all of my peeps. It's so good to see you here today. From my chair, episode 91. Thank you for your patience over the last couple of weeks. After 2 years of hearing about it and steering clear of its nastiness, old COVID decided to come and visit my house. And I guess it just decided that it loved Pastor and I so much, it's going to pull up a chair and sit for a while and stay a while, to the tune of about 15 days of the wretched part of it. I believe we're on day 19, but we're starting to get back into it. When I would try to describe how it felt, my words were always the same. Somebody would text me, how you doing? How you feeling? I'd say about the same thing. I'm like, you know what? This mess is no joke. This is no joke at all. I don't think that I've ever been so sick for so long in nearly 47 years of life. There was no quick and easy way to get around it. The only way was just to walk right through it. Long about day 10. And I'm going to say day numbers a lot because that's how I process it. Long about day 10, I couldn't handle it anymore. So we went to an urgent care, and yes, it did get worse before it got better. It's been a very, very, very dark and ugly 19 days. We're on day 19 as of today. But every day after day 12 has gotten a little bit better as it has gone along. So thank you for praying for us. Don't stop. I feel like every system in my body, it needs to be reset and adjusted. The whole insomnia now is going on, so I need some sleep without medication. That would be nice. But I do ask for your patience and mercy as we slowly crawl back into life and to routine. It was funny, it was interesting. One of the days that I was laying on my couch, miserable, so sobbing. I was just miserable and sobbing. I was needing and wanting this to be done. I said that a lot. I'm so ready for this to be done. This needs to be done. One of my peeps texted to check on me. And it was one of those peeps that I'm okay whining to. You know, you probably have. I'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, I get a lot of stories today, so I'm excited about it. You might not be, but I am. But it was one of those peeps that I'm okay whining to. So I whined. I whined about my current physical and mental status. And I love what she said. She was like, Tabitha, I think you're forgetting that this is what shut down the whole country, the whole world 2 years ago. So she was like, be patient with yourself. I was like, oh, right, okay, that's this. This is that, oh, duh. But I still whined about it, but it did help with perspective a whole lot. So just in case you were wondering, that's just a small piece of what's been going on around here in our neck of the woods. Yes, COVID decided to pull a chair up to our table, and actually my couch and Pastor's lazy boy. We just couldn't do anything for a very, very, very long time. But seriously, I have missed you. In fact, my very first week of missing this, I cried. I just cried. I'm like, I was trying to find a way to be able to concentrate and do one, and it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't a wise thing to do. So, yes, I have missed you terribly. But now maybe we can dive into these lessons without interruptions, Lord willing. Lord willing. We have successfully opened each personality box, and we've been very open about them, and I would call it brutally honest with each one of them. Now for today, I'd like to begin to answer a question. What am I supposed to do with what I've learned? Knowledge puffeth up. Just knowing about all of this, that's wonderful, that's good, but I want us to be able to take what we know and do something with it. Can I give us a visual illustration today to help us begin to put all this together? It'll take a few weeks to put it all together, but I'm going to give us a word today and then a bunch of really cool illustrations. Here are 9 pairs of glasses. I've got 1, and then I've got 2, I've got 3, I've got all these different pairs of glasses that are sitting on our table here. And all of these They're very, very different pairs of glasses, very unique pairs of glasses. When I wake up every morning, and this is number 9, I'll show it to you. When I wake up every morning, I have no choice but to put on my one box glasses of perfection. It's who I am in my core, and no one can change my core. No person can change who you are, who God made you. Nobody can change that. I will always have a compulsive need to perfect everything. Doesn't matter healthy spaces or unhealthy spaces. It will always be in my core to have a need to perfect everything. My 2 peeps, you will always need to be loved and needed. My 3 box peeps, your need to avoid failure and protect your image, it's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are in your core being. My 4 box peeps, the glasses that you put on daily, you're going to have a need to be understood, and they include great supersized feelings. Yeah, that's your core. Those are the glasses that you put on every single day. My 5 box peeps, you wake up to desiring privacy and conserving energy. You put on those glasses every single day, no matter what. You desire privacy and you want to conserve energy. My 6 box peeps, you're going to always put on the fear glasses. Those worst case scenario thinking. Every day when you get up, those are the glasses that you put on. It's in your core. My 7 box peeps, you're going to always desire happiness and to avoid pain. I got to be careful with these. These are my boys' Oakleys that I got for Christmas. I got to be careful with them. But every day when my 7 box peeps wake up, you're going to desire to be happy, and you want to avoid pain. My 8 box peeps, you have a very intense glasses. You will always want to be strong and be stubborn. My 9 box peeps, you'll always want to keep peace and merge to avoid conflict. Your glasses are your glasses. Now, while I can see out of 3 of these pretty well, I can't see out of all of them like I can see out of my own. Hang on to that, okay? Your glasses are your glasses. No one can change how you see the world and how you respond to life. May I ask you a question? How many people in your circle of relationships put on the same glasses every day that you put on? Let me ask it like this. How many people in your realm of existence take in life and process life and respond to life in the same way that you do? I'm not joking. Put a number to it. I have a number in my mind. My husband puts on the same glasses that I do, but he's a man. He sees things differently. And then I have one other, one of my dearest friends. We put on the same glasses every day. We see things just about the same way. But other than that, if you put a number to it, 1, maybe 2, but for most, it's none. It's nobody sees the world like I see the world. Everybody has, I've got these glasses on and I see the world one way, and everybody else sees it so differently than I do. I have nobody that sees the world and responds to life like I do. So watch this now. So we go through life merely putting up with people rather than truly loving them for who they are and what they are. Do you go through life just putting up with people and how they are? I remember going through that before I learned about this and these things. People would not see things as right and wrong. People would not see as the world as being fixed, and that would aggravate me in my core. And I would be frustrated with people. And it got to be where I was just merely putting up with people. I'll put up with it. But not truly loving them for who they were and for what they were. Truly loving others like Christ intended for us to love others. Take your Bible. Let me show you some things here. Something I've learned recently and taught about it in Sunday school a while back, but I want to give it to us. Matthew chapter 22, verse number 39, it says this. This gives us a really good illustration of how Christ wants us to love. Matthew 22:39. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor, you can finish it, as thyself. Many times in Scripture, love thy neighbor as thyself. Well, I got to thinking about it. I ran across John. Take your Bible and go to John chapter 13. I ran across this verse as I was reading one day recently, and it hit me. If I love my neighbor as myself, I'm commanded to do that. Let me come on, can I just be real straight with you? Some days, I don't even like me. Maybe you're different, but some days I don't like myself very much. So if I'm supposed to love my neighbor as I love myself, well, what about those days when I don't love myself very much? Well, you suffer because I'm supposed to love you like I love myself. So then as I was reading one day, we went to John chapter 13. Look at verse number 34. Jesus is speaking here. A new commandment I give unto you. I love this. That ye love one another, watch, as I have loved you. That ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you have love one to another. So now he's like, wait, I'm going to give you a new commandment. I don't want you to just love your neighbor as yourself, because honestly, some days I just don't love myself a whole lot. But he says, you know what, let's change this bad boy. Let's put this bad boy on steroids. No, Jesus didn't say that, but let's put this bad boy on steroids. Let's put love on steroids. He's like, you know what, I want you to love one another as I have loved you. As Christ loves me, I'm supposed to love you in that way. John chapter number 15, verse number 12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. How did Jesus love us? Oh, mercy sakes, we could talk about this for a very, very long time. Jesus loved us so deeply. He loves us so deeply. He wants us to love other people in the same way. Take your Bible and go to Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, verse number 10. Romans chapter 12, verse number 10. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, and honor, preferring one another. Go to 1 John chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4. I love this one. 1 John chapter 4. Verse number 11, Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought also to love one another. No man has seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwelleth in us, and his love is perfected in us. So true, if we go through life, watch, merely just putting up with people. Nobody's wearing my glasses. Nobody sees the world like I see the world. Nobody can respond to life like I respond to life. We're merely just putting up with people rather than truly loving them like Christ wants us to. How does he want us to love, Miss Edge? The way he loved us and with the way he loves us. That's how he wants us to love people. If I'm going to effectively use what I have learned about personalities, then it all begins with, number one, the word love. The word love. I want to use what I know, what I've learned these past many, many, many weeks. Well, how can I use it? Love. Watch. This should change how I love people. What you have learned, what we have been studying, what we have learned should change how you love people. I see love and give love with my one box glasses on, and that's fine. That's fine. But I miss things. I miss things. If I only give love and see love through my lenses alone, I will miss out on things. Watch, if I can learn to put on your glasses when I'm dealing with you, then I can love you and receive love from you more effectively. Now, I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm going to put on something and not be able to read my notes. That would be bad. Let me illustrate. Let me say this again. If I can learn to put on your glasses when I'm dealing with you, then I can love you and receive love from you more effectively. I'd like for you to indulge me just for a few moments with some very personal, very real illustrations from the past 19 very wretched days. It's day 9, and I get a phone call. Let me find my phone call here. I get a phone call. There we go. I get a phone call. I get a phone call from my very close 6-box peep. Okay. When I see her name and her picture pop up on my phone, I take off my 1-box glasses and I put on her 6-box worst case scenario glasses. Now, I can't read, so I've got to put these back on. And I answer the phone. All right, here we go. And I quote, "What's your O2? What's your O2 number? I need to know that number. What's your O2? What's your oxygen saturation? What's the O2 number? I think you need to go to the ER. Are you drinking lots of fluids? What are you drinking? Yes, I have my Gatorade with me today. What are you drinking? Don't be afraid to go to the ER. If you need to go, then you need to go. If it's going to save your life, if it's going to help you, then you need to go." Again, I'm not listening to my 6-box peep with my 1-box glasses. Because with my 1-box glasses, okay, just deal with it. It's not perfect. It's not like I want, but okay. No, I don't want to go to an ER. I don't want to be by myself there. But I'm listening to her with her 6-box glasses on. Her lenses, how she sees everything. What's your O2? I think you might need to go to the ER. If you don't have an O2 meter, you got to go get one. Go get your O2 meter. I need you to drink lots of fluids. Are you drinking lots of fluids? Seeing all of this through the lenses of my 6-box peep instead of my 1-box lens, watch, I was able to see love and I was able to feel love in the way that she expressed it. And watch, it changes everything. You didn't get frustrated with that, with all that fear and scary and worst case, and you need to go to the ER, and you need to do this, and what's wrong with this, and how is this, and I want everything to be okay. Watch, because I took my glasses off, and it wasn't just, oh, I got to put up with this phone call. I put on her glasses. I saw the world through her lenses, and all I saw was love. That's all I saw was love. It was interesting to me. Watch how this works. It works the other way too. Day 14, I get an early birthday present from this same peep. She decided to put on my 1-box glasses, take off her 6, put on my 1, and she had one of those Shark robot vacuum cleaners delivered to my house. As a perfectionist, watch, a clean house is very important to me. And being so sick, there was no way that I was doing any sweeping or any cleaning. And you know, when you have a clean floor, it just makes everything better, right? That's what my mother taught me. When you have a clean floor and a clean kitchen, it just makes everything good. It makes everything right. My 6-box Pete decided to put on my 1-box perfection glasses and handed me love in a way that I could feel it very deeply. My handsome cameraman, he put on his glasses and his 1-box glasses, and he put it all together. I was so sick, just so sick. Put it all together for me, charged it all up, found a place for it, set it up on my phone to where all I have to do is press a button, and boom, 2 hours later, I have every floor in my entire house spotlessly clean. I loved it. I loved it. But it's a love in a way that I could feel it very deeply. On day 7, my crazy 7-box Peep sent me a Marco Polo. Now you got to get the picture. I better not hold these. Let me choose another pair so I don't get in trouble with Caleb's Oakley's. You got to get the picture here. I'm laying on my couch. Again, this is day 7. This is day 7, so this is just barely getting into it. I'm laying on my couch. I'm coughing my guts up. I'm telling you, I feel like I'll cough up a lung. A headache that I cannot get rid of. I'm so sick that I cannot move. You got the picture? Okay, you got the picture. The ugly of it, right? My 7-box fun peep. Remember the fun box? She sent me a Marco Polo singing karaoke style Disney's Doc McStuffins. I don't know, Doc McStuffins, Lo, let the healing begin. The Doc is in. It's this toddler show, but this karaoke style Polo where she's singing this song, wanting me to feel better and all that stuff. All of the emotions and the fun attached to it. So what did Miss Edge do? I'm glad you asked. I put on her step 7-box glasses. I put on her 7-box glasses, but instead of laughing, I did laugh a little bit. I had tears. I was laying on the couch, tears puddled up on both of my ears. I was able to enjoy it in the way that my 7-box peep was showing me love. I was able to see love and I was able to feel love in the way that she was expressing it. It changes everything. It changes everything. It was so sweet. About halfway through the song, her teenage daughter holds up a piece of poster board with these perfectly stenciled letters that says, "Get well soon." That peep put on my 1-box glasses and handed me love in a way that I could feel it very deeply. I'm telling you, being able to put on someone else's glasses and receive love, how they give it, it truly changes things. It changes things. Well, that's just foolishness. That's just silly. I'm so sick. No. People are trying to show you love, and you refuse to see it in the way that they're trying to hand it to you. And I hate to say it like this, you're losing out. You're losing out on some amazing displays of love from the peeps that are in your life. What can all this do? What can all this teach me, Miss Edge? Well, it can teach you love. It can teach you that everybody has they put on different pairs of glasses every single day, and that's not going to change. But when they begin to show you love, and you begin to show other people love, you can take your glasses off and put theirs on to receive it and to give it. I had a couple of peeps. I had a couple of peeps who just chose to sit with me in the dirt. That's exactly what it felt like. 19 days of, I'll say loosely 14 days of just sitting in the dirt. Just sitting in the dirt. They listened to me whine and gripe and fuss and complain, be angry. At one point I texted one of them like, "What did I do to deserve this?" I was not laughing at the time, I was sobbing at the time. But I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? Oh my word. And she texted me back. She put on my glasses. She took off her glasses, her 3 glasses, and put on my one. And she's like, "Tap, that's not something you did or didn't do. It's just what is, it's just what's happening and what's going on." They listen to me be frustrated in my core. Hopefully you've got some peeps like that you can just totally be whining with. And I did. A couple of times I'm like, I apologize. I'm like, I am so sorry I'm being so whiny, but I have to let this out. This is driving me nuts. I love it. They did whatever it took to get me through the ugly hours of the past 19 days of COVID. Up until the last, even in the last, 2 hours, my peep texting me, and I'm complaining about sleep, insomnia. This is total lack of sleep, and she's like, "It'll get better. It'll get better." was up 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. If you don't have a 3 a.m. friend, you're missing out. And I'm just like, okay, I'm still awake. I'm still awake. What you want to talk about? What you want to talk about? But those were no glasses needed. That was just such love, such love. So what am I supposed to do, Miss Edge? What am I supposed to do with what I know about these different personalities? And I will say this: I've had people, peeps, poo-poo it, not think that it's very important. I don't get into all that. No, I understand, but you know what? If we can learn something from it, why wouldn't we want to learn our personalities and the personalities of those that we love so much? I tell you what it'll do. It'll cause us to take off ours, put on theirs, and be able to show love in a way that they can understand it, and receive love in a way that we can understand it, in a way that they're giving it to us. Changing out those glasses, changing out, looking at how other people see the world and respond to life. It changes things. Love, that's something I can do with all of this. What you know can change how you give love and how you receive love. Lord willing, next week I've got another word for us, something else that we can do with what we know, with all these different personalities. So Lord willing, Lord willing, I'll be back next week to share just a little bit more with you. Thank you again for your patience and understanding, your mercy, your grace, your prayers for us. Don't stop. Don't stop. We're getting through it. One day at a time, we're getting through it. Don't forget Lydia at 11 with leukemia. Now go be amazing today.